Today's Tuesday tip is for anybody that is considering buying a house. I have three important things that I want you to focus on if you are considering becoming a homeowner. So the first one is figure out your why. Determine why you want to get a house. Is it because you're paying too much money in rent and you could have a mortgage for probably less than what you're paying in rent? Is it because you have outgrown your current home and you need more space for your family? Or is it because you just want to paint your room bright green and your landlord won't let you, and you want to have a dance party until 3 a.m. without having to worry about anybody complaining? So figure out your why and focus on that. That will help you determine what your must-haves for a home are and what your non-negotiables are. Once you've thought about that, write them down so that you can always remember them and look back. It's easy to get sidetracked when you're house hunting and kind of get blinded by glitz and glitter, or that's what I sometimes call quartz and marble. I call it glitz and glitter because buyers can get blinded by the fancy things and then forget about the things that are most important to them. So write down your why. Second thing is you need to know your budget. And that's why I tell people that you need to speak with a lender before you start house hunting. It's not because I don't trust you. It's because I don't want you to go fall in love with a house that is outside the budget that you want to be in. Oftentimes those mortgage calculators on Zillow are totally wrong and bogus, and they haven't included taxes or insurance. So make sure that you have an accurate idea of what your monthly payments will be at a certain price point, including taxes and insurance, because that's what your total monthly payments will be. And it's important to stick within that budget. The last thing you want to do is fall in love with something that you can't afford, and from there on out, nothing else is good enough. The third thing, I actually wrote down notes so that I wouldn't forget. Oh, I know the third thing. The third thing is to know your timeline. If you're currently renting and you're in a lease through the next 6 months, it's probably not the best time to go hit the road heavy and start going to see every single potential home that hits the market. It's a good time to start browsing, start looking online, start getting an idea of what you can get for your budget. But if you know you're not moving in 6 months, the market can change drastically in that amount of time. So know your timeline, know what you're looking at, or maybe you have to wait until your tax return comes back for you to have your down payment. Whatever the reasons are, get an idea of your timeline, because we want to start hitting the house hunting phase heavy about 2 to 3 months before you really want to be in. An average closing day is between 30 and 45 days. Sometimes we can push that back to about 60 days. Another thing is to talk to your realtor about pocket listings. Sometimes they may have one that they know the seller is building a house and they don't actually want to be out for another 6 months. So it could be an opportunity for you to see a home before it hits the market and give that seller flexibility for you to wait. I know I've had several kind of behind the scenes deals like that have worked really well for both the buyer and the seller, because ultimately that's my goal, is to make a transaction come together and make sure everybody's happy. As always, if you have any questions, let me know.